using the portable roll-around garage elevator lifts. And it works great. Going up. First, let me show you what this thing does. Okay, the mission is to get all of this stuff from Christmas all packed back up and get it up on the ceiling shelves. I've already done a couple. Got a few pieces up there last night. Now we just have to finish it up. This was a really fun build. First, I try to build things using tools and supplies available to the regular guy, like me. Most of us have drills, saws, hammers, and various hand tools. I got all the materials for this thing from Menards, Home Depot, and Amazon. Nothing special, no welding, no plasma cutting. Maybe the most high-tech tool I have is a Milwaukee cutoff tool. The idea, give this old man another way to be self-sufficient, to create garage floor space. I built these ceiling shelves. Also a fun build. Check out that video if you get a chance. So I wanted to build a portable elevator that I could roll into position and would help me lift myself and the storage containers up to the ceiling shelves. I figured it would also come in handy for servicing other things, light bulbs, maybe the garage door opener, hanging things on the wall, things like that. Who knows? But to be really effective, it needed to be small, needed to leave a small footprint, which means it needs to fold up and stay out of the way when it's not being used. First, let's look at the frame. So we got our twin 2x6s, 10 feet long, glued and screwed together. At the top, I've got a header, 3 2x6s, glued and screwed together with these angle brackets up there, as you can see, to give it some, keep it square, keep it rigid. And you can see that the way I configured the boards would help keeping it square too. And same thing goes at the bottom. If you see how I've configured those right there, it helps keep it square. I didn't think I needed angle brackets for down there. And then on these uprights, I added this unistrut channel, which is, again, 10-foot piece. The base is also made of 2x6s. And then to secure the motor, I ran a piece of channel, pretty thick piece of channel, I gotta clean that up there, to run through the uprights. Had to cut a hole in there, a square hole. And then these hoist motors come with these like hoop brackets underneath. So you've got these hoops that are actually wrapped around that channel, and it's really secure, so I feel really good about that. I added these wheels on the side to help it roll around. So when I want it to be on the ground, off the wheels, I just flip those up. When I want it to be back down, just flip them back like that. Now I can roll it around pretty easily. So next, I needed to create the supports. It needed to be really strong and sturdy, but I needed to fold up and get out of the way too to make it portable. So I landed on this. This bar comes down at, I think, like a 35-degree angle. It pivots right there. And I tried various ways of securing it where it wouldn't slide out or, collapse, etc. And I finally landed on this with the help, my son-in-law actually suggested. He said, why don't you put a piece of, strut down there to just keep the leg from sliding out. And I went, wow, that's exactly what I need to do. So it pivots there, it pivots up there. The strut then connects up over here. I just lay it on that stud sticking up, doesn't go anywhere. And right here you've got one of my commenters said, hey, why don't you put an inset magnet to hold this thing up when you fold it up? And you'll see how that works in a second. Once I fold it up, I'll show you how it folds up. And of course, this crossbar here, which keeps the legs from spreading. So we basically created a triangle. Next is the carriage. So these uprights right here on the carriage travel in this channel via these rollers. I'll post a picture of the rollers too. And works really great. It pivots down here on this pivot point right here, so it can fold up. That's why I use these cables instead. I'll show you how the whole thing folds up in a bit. And then for this crossbar, I thought this was really important, so I used a piece of 2x6 treated lumber to run the stud through with the eyelets for the hook for the hoist cable. And then I use those ankle brackets again to try to keep the thing square. And I wanted nut and bolt stuff on this to make sure it didn't, come apart, obviously. And then this crossbar up here. So, and again, that's where the stud goes right through. And again, I feel really good about the carriage. I mean, this is the thing that, has to pull me and the tubs up to the top, and I want to make sure this thing is rock solid. And feels like it is. I mounted the controller right to the carriage so that it travels up with me without me having to hold on to it. And I did have to extend the cable by about 4 feet. I was able to find that cable at Home Depot, 4-conductor cable, and spliced it in. I'm not very good at splicing it, but I got it done. And then I have a shelf. Again, it folds up and out of the way for storage, and then pops up when I need it like that. So let's put it away. Pretty tight. And when I'm ready to use it, pretty easy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Actually, it turned out to be a pretty cool build, not so dumb after all. It really has a small footprint, really tiny. It's out of the way. And when I need it, just unfold it, roll it out, and go to town. How often will I use it? Not that often. But it's gonna come in really handy, especially like I said, for a guy like me who, instead of climbing up a ladder with a tub, missing a step, crashing to the ground and breaking a leg or break a hip. It really helps me, again, be more self-sufficient. I can pull those tubs down and I can put them back up there. I can do various things with it. So anyway, mostly it was a fun build. It turned out to be pretty cool after all. So once again, thanks for tuning in. Please give me a like, leave me a comment, share it. I would appreciate that. Thanks. Have a great year.